some Sentimental K gameplay. I will probably have an overview out later, but right now I kind of need to get better at the game. Also, there's definitely some parts of this game that are a little bit artificial. A lot of the damage over time stuff like stays on the screen for way too long. So sometimes you get situations where you can't even like get to the clear gate when you finish a room without taking damage. The poison boss in particular, he can kind of just take forever to die too. Visibility is also an issue in this game. A lot of times you can't. The rooms are so dark, you can't even really see where the enemies are or what they're doing. Also, they kind of just phase into existence. There's no like portal or spawning effect or anything. This game needs a lot of polish. It's only been out for a few days, and they have updated it almost daily. I do feel it's a little bit artificial in some ways. Like, I had a pretty decent build there, but I just wasn't doing enough damage. There's also no persistent elements in this game at all, which I think is kind of a mistake. I know they have, like, scaling difficulty in this, and I think it would be kind of boring if you can't, like, permanently upgrade your character. I get that they want it to be more of an authentic difficulty and not just be, a lot of action roguelikes these days, you kind of just grind until things are manageable. I think this game could use at least some persistent elements. I think the way Wizard of Legend did it was pretty good. You didn't really level up your character per se, but you unlocked a lot more options and you had more control over your build. You have very little control over your build in this game. When you go into the portal at the beginning, I can actually show that right now. When you go into the portal at the beginning, you get a couple choices here, but they're different every time. I feel like it's a little bit too random, actually. You don't really have a lot of control over anything. If you get a good build, you're probably not going to get it again unless you're running like really common stuff. Damage seemed to kind of be an issue there too. Like I wasn't having many problems with that boss at all, but I simply ran out of time. Sometimes you don't get shops too. The game feels a little bit too random for some of the wrong reasons. It does feel hard for some of the wrong reasons too, but they're getting pretty good feedback for this. I will probably check back on it after it's been balanced a little bit more. The visibility for me, I generally don't like playing games with lots of darkness in them, just because I can't really see what's going on. That's definitely an issue here. Sometimes the character does feel a little bit stiff in some ways, but that's partially because they just added controller support yesterday. I've had the key from this since a day before release, actually, but I haven't really been able to play it because the controls are quite awkward with the keyboard and mouse. Not only do you have to use WASD to move your character, you have to use the mouse to attack in that specific direction. It's a lot to manage, especially in a game like this, which is mostly focused around crowd control and using your actives pretty much as soon as they're off cooldown. It does feel a little awkward. I think that with a couple months, they will definitely get this game to a better state. I know that in terms of other early access games that I've played, these guys update quite often and they listen to feedback, so I haven't really felt like banging my head against the wall on this game right now. I feel like it'd be better to just wait. But I wanted to put out some gameplay because they were nice enough to both give me this game for free via review key as I emailed them, and then they also added the controller support, which is partially my suggestion because I wanted to give an alternative to forced keyboard and mouse controls, which, not everybody could use keyboard and mouse. And for me, in particular, I'm just not really used to it that much. I have used it in the past, but it makes my hands fall asleep far too quickly. I don't really want to push it right now, especially when my job is playing games every day. One of my jobs is playing games every day. So I wanted to thank them for that. As they update this game and balance it further, I'll definitely be checking back. I'll probably check back every few patches. They've been doing hot fixes pretty much every day. So once things get a little bit more balanced, a little less frustrating, then yeah, you'll see me back on this game. Thanks for watching.